Dang it, I did it again. Good morning. I'm going to figure out these buttons. But, Icaro, Buenos Dias, all of that. I hope I said that right. But, good morning. Today is one of those days where I want to talk. The last few weeks, I ain't really cared to talk to nobody early in the morning. So, we are on. My baby has been in school a month, pretty much. And she been doing okay so far. The only thing she been getting in trouble for is like little bitty talking, at least from what she's telling me. But if the thing done got lunch detention, so it must have been more to the story than what she told me. Okay. So, but other than that, she been all right. Trying to get a hang. Another school year, they done swapped the teacher out shit in the beginning of the fucking school year. So now we finding out and trying to figure out how to get contact information and all of that shit. Cause again, I get it, she might be new and all of that. But baby, how can we talk to you? I don't even care to even know certain things at this point because the school year done already started, baby. They obviously feel like you can do the job. So, but yeah, but Diamond said that she likes her teacher. And she likes her other few teachers because the main teacher I was concerned about was her homeroom teacher, because that's the teacher you're gonna see more than everybody else. So she says she seems like she's gonna like her teacher. So I don't really be caring if she likes her classmates because at some point the teacher is gonna make sure everybody is getting along. I just be wanting to make sure she get along with the teacher and the teacher get along with her, as everybody should. But because I was a certain way growing up, my baby isn't that way. So I be having to make sure. So, and she told me that they've been taking all these tests and practice tests and things like that. And I think this week is her first, like, test that they will get for a grade. So I'm a little nervous because they done swapped out her teacher. So her dad and I aren't even getting the information. My mom is getting the information, but she's not the primary parent really or the guardian. So why the fuck they sending it to her and not me and her dad? I don't know. So we're still trying to figure that shit out. Then I come in the house from dropping the kid off. The dog's standing in the kitchen looking at me. So I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. I start looking at him. What? I'm not your mama and I'm not your woman. And I'm not your daddy, even though he don't like us calling him that. They are supposed to feed you, okay? I'm just occupying a room like you. So I went in there and fed him. And now he in there with his face all in the damn bowl as if he ain't ate all night. Excuse me. So I'm feeling so much better from when I was complaining about my nose and my sinuses and all of that bullshit. At least I think that was what it was. Because, I mean, I wasn't on my deathbed or nothing. So, excuse me, I don't think I had COVID. So today, I got to do my mama's hair finally. Because she been wanting me to color her hair. And my mama already know. You not finna stress me out about no her neither. So when your schedule get clear, you let me know. Not a moment sooner, because I'm not finna rush. I'm not finna do none of that. I'm gonna move in my own pace, and when I need to take a break, I'm gonna take a break. So today we gonna color her hair. And she been trying to go lighter, which I told her if she was gonna do that, she should have done it at the beginning of the spring, like dead right at the end of winter. The Texas winter, not the calendar winter. So that we would do it at the right time. And that way she had all summer to be a blonde and all that other shit she wanted to do all summer. Okay, now baby, it's time to be a brunette or go back to Auburn. So what we finna do? And I know some people don't follow those color and season rules when it comes to coloring of the hair. And it shows. But I guess because I was taught that way before I even went to her school, it's still weird to me at 34 years old. I don't care. You go dark in the fall and the winter. You go light in the spring and the summer. I hope everybody has been having a good few weeks or whatever since my last little video, my last little impromptu preaching. I wasn't even trying to, but it just came out that way. But I've always been told if it came out that way, that's the way it was supposed to come out, regardless of how people like it. But now y'all see why I say she's not ready for certain things yet. That mouth is still on fire. So yeah, no. But I know that about myself. I try not to set myself up for failure. Because yeah, I beat them through my whole Bible at somebody. So yeah, no. In the pink little case. It'll be right upside your head. And like Diamond been on punishment. Because like I said at the beginning of the video, she had lunch detention and shit. The second week of school. So we had to go back to, and again, for those parents who are nice parents, Diamond has been getting things taken away, being put on punishment, getting popped or whatever since about 8 months. She has been getting some sort of discipline since about 6 to 8 months, whether it was a tap on the thigh, her fingers, whatever. And obviously the older she got, the pops got a little harder, or the whatever taken away consequences or whatever, they got a little more severe. So over the summer, when her a little bit before the summer, when she when I was working, her dad was working, and we was trying to get up folks just to help her keep her together or whatever, she broke her last tablet. The last tablet my daddy just bought her. You know, when he buys stuff, you don't break that stuff. You don't. You hold on to that shit until, you know, you can. And if you tear it up or something happens, you better let him know immediately so he can do something about it. If not, you asked out. So, her being extra, I wasn't here. She was here with her uncle. She broke the fucking tablet. Well, when she told me how she did it, I'm like, well, that's your damn fault because you shouldn't even been doing that no way. So now look at you. Ain't got no tablet. You just got to wait until somebody decides they want to buy you another one. Or until somebody can get these fixed. This one and the other two that you've had all this time. So she was walking around with the sad face. I mean, baby, you did it. So all she had at that point was TV and her toys and stuff like that. You know, and whatever little fun stuff that I've been allowing everybody to take her to do. Because sometimes when she's on punishment, the punishment isn't that severe to where if she goes away for the weekend, she got to sit at the house and look at whoever is keeping her. Like, it don't be like that. And then sometimes it is where the punishment got to stick across all households. I don't give a fuck. And if I find out if something was done outside of the parameters that they know is okay for her to do during a punishment time, then I'm going the fuck off. I don't even care if it's his, mine, whoever. I said no. It's on punishment. Make it sit there. So, oh, I dried it. So, yeah, that's what we dealing with. Because Diamond didn't go through some of the things that I went through, she is learning directly from her dad and I, like how to control her emotions and shit like that. So I'm I don't want to say it's a struggle. It's only a struggle when other people try to intervene. Because I definitely just told my grandma the other day, that's why I tell people to shut the fuck up when I'm parenting, because I don't tell everybody everything Diamond does. Only certain people know certain things that Diamond does or has done. Like, I just now told people that Diamond has stolen out of the store before. Yes, it was when she was younger, but it's the fact that she did this shit. Because, I'm not saying I didn't do things, because I did do things. However, it is definitely a difference when you are a parent and when it is yours. And there's a difference when you are helping somebody parent. And it still ain't funny when you helping somebody else with their child. It's just some shit that's just not funny. So, yeah, I've been on Diamond's ass since she stole out the stove. So anybody new that comes up on me that has never seen me parent, has never seen me handle Diamond, that's why I just shut your ass up, because you don't know. Don't come around here trying to be out because she cute. Yeah, she real cute. I'm her mom, and I tell you, she is cute as a motherfucking button. But I'm going to beat that ass if she don't do what she's supposed to do, and that's just what that is. And if you don't feel the same way as a parent, I feel like you ain't doing it right. Because at some point, that talking all the time is going to get tired. Because my daddy will tell me, you being too rough. You need to chill. You need to do this. You need to do that. Daddy, my back is fine. You whip my ass. My back is perfectly okay for the most part. I get it, but you need to chill. You need to chill. Which I get he was saying that because of my health, not necessarily because of Diamond, because they already know if they feel like I'm doing the most, intervene, you know? And again, I helped raise boys for the most part. I never raised girls, helped raise girls, none of that. The friends that I did have who had daughters, I did not keep them long after a certain point. So any girlfriends that I had who had daughters, once their daughters got to a certain age, I no longer was around them and their children anymore. It was just one of those, we just gonna fake it till we make it because we still miss the kids. That was pretty much all these friendships and some of these situations were for me. Because when I think of, once I finally got out of the emotional funk from all the things that I've been through over my life and shit like that, that's all it was for me. Like, I missed the children. I really didn't give a damn about the person, the friend or whatever, because honestly, like I told somebody the other day, in real life, I'm still figuring out who my support system is at 34 years old. So yeah, I'm rebuilding my support system. I'm rebuilding my support system, and the fact that I've had to continuously keep getting rid of like my favorite, and I don't give a damn about how people feel about their favorite thing, because we all have a favorite cousin, uncle, auntie, friend, sibling, all that. And I'm glad that I don't have a favorite sibling, because uh uh they're both different, and I love them the same, and they both keep me going differently but equally. So yeah, in my household there is no such thing as a favorite sibling, because we've all interacted with each other in a different way, and we are all funny as fuck. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn how mad we are, how much we arguing in that moment. Somebody is gonna find a way to crack a jokes. So, because I have brothers, the jokes around here get real mannish. So my little brother, my mama was cleaning because I think you said Mullion. I think that's how you say it, Mullion tea. Her Mullion tea jar popped at random. I was in the shower. My mom was in her sleep. My little brother and his girlfriend, they were gone. So I was the only one up. I knew wasn't nobody in the house, none of that. Well, when you heard it pop, all you hear is glass. So the dog ain't going stupid. So obviously nobody's broken into the house. And I'm walking through there. When I come out the bathroom and come down the hallway, there's glass all over the ground, all over the kitchen. And this funky ass smell is seeping a little at a time. So as soon as I come around the corner, my mama comes up stumbling, because again, she was asleep. And she was like, what was it? So she was like, I think it was a light fixture. Well, I'm looking at the light fixtures in the living room. I'm looking at the lights in the kitchen. And I'm like, Mama, ain't none of the lights broke. So I'm looking at everything that we have, you know, or whatever in the kitchen. And I'm like, Mama, that jar popped. What was in that jar? And when she told me what it was, I said, isn't that something that swells? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so well, maybe whoever did the last jar didn't do it right, which that was what it was. And it, you know, we cleaned it up or whatever, no big deal. But oh my God, I have had mullein in peel form. I've never smelt that motherfucker. What? Talk about smells. And it was in the house for a long time. When my brother came in, because it happened right when he, you know, right as he was maybe pulling into the driveway or pulling up or whatever. So he came in right on time when it came time to clean it up. So he was like, the fuck is that smell? So when we told him what it was, he just jumped into action and started trying to help us get the smell out of here, which it took all day for the smell to go. I had to sit in my room, which for the most part, I do that anyway. But I didn't even want to go in the kitchen and fix no food. I didn't want to go past the kitchen to go outside and smoke because it was funky. Luckily, the smell didn't seep into my room because I really would have been sick. And my mama was mad because I kept saying, it's funky. After she completely cleaned it, we helped her clean it. We opened up windows. I turned the air down because I'm like, we don't need it to get hot and it smell like this up in this motherfucker. Like, And so she was like, it is not funky. Baby, I'm not Diamond. I'm not 5. I'm 34. And I said what I said. It is funky in here. And she bust out laughing. Talking about, you need to just go blow your nose. I probably do. But it still gonna smell the same. Funky. So when my little brother came in from doing all the things that she told him to do to help us clean up, he comes in and says, shit, still stink. It don't stink in here. I said, that's because you were cleaning in it, so it's probably up in your nose. I said, and once you started doing these things, you probably have gotten adjusted to certain smells of all of these herbs and stuff. Baby, it's funky to us. I don't care what you say. We're going to say it all day until it goes away. So we got that together, and that was it. I've been trying not to stress out and been doing a piss poor job at it because I broke myself out. So I'm walking around here like a little baby doing one of these because I don't have all of those extra health issues that, like, so far that my family members have and friends have had and stuff like that. But when I go through certain shit, my body does do certain things. So for like maybe the last 2 weeks, oh my God. I'm like, I can't wait till I get back on the right track because this is something have not had to deal with in a long time. That's how I knew that I was overly stressed out, because once my body starts breaking out in hives, yeah. And again, I have not had to deal with that in a long time. Long time. And the fact that my child been around here laughing at me and cracking her little jokes and, well, I'm like this because, girl, I ain't got nobody to take care of me no more. So watch your mouth. You got a mama take care of you every day. So far, my mama, she will do it. But I've already told her, now is not the time for me to lay in your bosoms right now, because I feel like there are just way too many things that I have to do. Too many things I'm still trying to figure out. All of this shit before I can just plump them titties up and lay down and be perfectly okay. And she understands what I mean by what I feel like that, because the notion has been we've always been spoiled. And whether people knew what the fuck me and my siblings had been through or not, it really wasn't their fucking business. That's why I'm always quick to say, mind your fucking business when it comes to me, my siblings, my mama, my daddy, whatever. Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just going off of what the fuck you see. So, Then I went walking the other day. That was a good walk. I went to the park um, by my old high school only because I needed a bigger incline because the one by my house, it don't have much of an incline, but if you're somebody who is not overly athletic, then it works for whatever you need it for. But because I still have a particular mind frame when I work out or, even when I do anything athletic, if I need something body wise now because of how the way I lost weight so fast and my stress and all of that, when I need to do certain things a certain way, I'm real adamant about that. Like, I don't want nobody telling me shit. I don't want nobody making a different suggestion. I don't want none of that bullshit because I want to do it the way I want to do it. So I went to the park by my old high school and walked around there a couple of times, twice in the, well, I guess there's no right or wrong direction, but in the direction where I needed a more incline for my calves because at some point I'm going to get back in some heels because, like I've stated in some of my other videos, I still like to shake my ass. So when I get to a point to where I can, when I get back on my feet and start buying the things that I like and shit like that again, yes, I have to be able to put on some heels because I've been invited to go out this weekend and it's weird to wear tennis shoes in the club for me. It really is. However, because I'm not where I used to be, Mama finna have to put these Nikes on in the club and we gonna be all right and we gonna shake this ass. So I still haven't figured out what the hell I'm gonna do with my hair because this was a last minute invite, number one. Number two, the hair that I bought is really for when the season changed because it's already getting cooler in the evening, but I didn't plan on clubbing this weekend. So when I was like, okay, well, I'll sit and do my hair. Okay, well, I didn't get to go hang out with my cousins and stuff on them other little celebrations for her birthday. So I need to at least try to do this one. So I don't know if I'm going to do some cornrows when I go to the hair store today with my mama. I don't know if I'm going to get like a couple of bags of some dark hair or whatever to do something real quick that'll last a couple of weeks because the season change in a couple of weeks. So if I decide to sit and do that, I need to do something that's going to at least last, get raggedy and all that bullshit in 2 weeks. That way when I'm ready to sit down and either do a half up, half down, or do some more box braids, I didn't make a whole hairstyle go to waste. So let a whole hairstyle go to waste because I hate when people get their hair done back to back to back to back to back. Baby, you're not finna get on my damn nerves doing all that. We're going to get this hairstyle. It's going to last for a couple of weeks. Get a hairstyle that will last you 2 weeks. And then you can come back and get the other shit. Because y'all be running this style. It's crazy. That's why I'm perfectly okay with talking to y'all however the fuck I talk to y'all. Because I am licensed. But I'm still going to talk to you however the way I need to. Because y'all be trying to play. And then be mad when y'all's friends catch on and be about ready to knock the shit out of you. Or y'all talk fly and then still want somebody to do some shit for you. You want me to comb your hair today, but you was just talking shit about my man last week. Girl, now go put that shit in a ponytail and figure it out. And that's probably the best thing about my situation. Because if you talk shit about me and if you turn around and call me and want me to do something, whether it's cook, clean, watch somebody, whatever. I don't feel like it today. I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm this. I'm that. I'm whatever. That's just what it is. Because I was taught you don't have to explain your no to nobody. However, if I explain my no as a courtesy, just take it for what it is. And yeah, when I was overly blowing my nose, I had like paper towels and shit sitting around that I hadn't been blowing my nose in. And again, you're talking to somebody who's been taking care of herself for a long time with limited resources. So, yeah, it's just some shit that I do. It's funny because when I have gone around guys now, it's just some shit that I do now that I really would not have done in front of them when I was younger. And I just do it and be like, my bad. And they be like, you're human. I know, but however, I ain't been around you niggas and I don't know how long. So I don't know what kind of women y'all done been around in a couple of my situations or men. I mean, again, I'm a supporter, but not in that way. She's all man. She's strictly dickly, and I would prefer my dick to only like vagina, and that's just what that is for me. No offense to anyone. Excuse me. I definitely got to figure out my placement today back here. Because while I was already sitting, I discovered that was the reason why a lot of that smoke was going back up in my face. Because, again, we all have a particular lifestyle that we want to live. So that's what we got to do. We got to figure it out and stay a bit healthy, right? My daddy was fussing at me about my smoking. And he was like, I get that you got a particular lifestyle you're trying to live. First of all, right now I can't do shit because all my money go to my car. Please don't talk to me. Hell, lifestyle I'm trying to live at this point now that I have a baby, because the lifestyle I had before I had her don't even matter no more. I just need to make sure wherever I go, there's room for her to be comfortable, whether the space is big or small. And yeah, because in this moment, I'm not thinking about anyone else. However, there's always that in the back of my mind that at some point I do plan to start another relationship. I do plan to at least have one more because of how old I am now, because I don't want to have to go through all of those health problems trying to bring life into the world if I don't have to. If I was one of them, what's them TV shows, 19 and Counting and all of them shows, okay, then yeah, if I knew I was going to be with somebody that was perfectly okay with procreating as many times as we wanted to, and we knew we were going to be okay doing it, then fine, but it's the fear of the unknown, because I have been married, so yeah. I can't go off another nigga's word about nothing. And yes, all we have is our word, and we can only do so much. Yes, I do understand that, but like I've told my cousins, I cannot be with anyone else who does not know when to talk for me, speak up for me, defend me when they are supposed to. I'm sorry. I'm 5'2.5". And if every motherfucker in your family is bigger than me, how fair is that fight gonna be? Whether it's vocal or physical. So that's where I am in life right now. With everybody. Even with friendships. Because, again, I don't want no friends that can't defend me neither. Whether it's against their parents, their men, or whatever the situation is. I do not care. I do not care. Because I will tell you in front, if I know that you have somebody, I'm not going to encourage you to go do the shit you're doing. I am not. Because I would not want you doing that shit to me. Because I would have slapped the fuck out of anybody for encouraging me to do certain things, and they knew I was perfectly happy. So yeah, when you have certain things going for yourself, you just have to take yourself out of certain situations altogether. I feel like the whole, when you're married, you are supposed to only have married friends is not true, because everybody's marriage is different. Everybody works their marriage differently. And yeah, people having single friends and married friends and being in the same group isn't a good idea. I feel like that is not always true, because the single people can learn from the married people, and the married people can learn from the single people. It just depends on what you've taken from it. After Dario and I got married, a couple of his, at the time, our friends were getting ready to get married. They had made their transition as far as giving their life to Christ and getting baptized and things like that. And I was so proud of them and all of that. Fast forward, we having grown-up conversation. So it's me and his friend's fiance, wife at the time, and some other people, and we were talking about talking about oral sex, yo. Like, come on. We got men, and we at some point we gonna be doing it. So one of the girls was like, and she was saying something about sex, and I'm looking at her, and I said, "Are we being grown-ups about this conversation?" And they were like, "Yeah, come on," because I was the only one married. And I said, "Well, do you suck dick?" And she was like, well, baby, you don't need no man. You don't need to be in a relationship. If you find a man who does not care for that, that's one thing. But if you come across the man and you know that he's had it before and that he wants that, and he has not expressed to you that I don't want you doing it, baby, automatically assuming at some point that man is gonna want it. Y'all be killing me. Y'all want him to stick his face all down there, but you won't even open your mouth a little bit. Relax your throat. And if you don't know what you're doing, then you ask him. But y'all have to know the true intentions of the people that y'all are with, because some people just be doing the most. The absolute most. And as women, if you are doing that to men, and if you cannot ask him certain questions and things like that, because you're embarrassed or you're too shy, then you shouldn't be doing it no way. Y'all shouldn't even be around one another. Because most guys will ask you that care, whether y'all are in a relationship or not, that care about what he's doing to you. He's going to ask you, how do you feel? What is that doing to you? It don't matter how old we are at this point. They're going to ask. Because some of them are still learning too. But as grown women, if you cannot tell these grown men what they are doing wrong, that's the problem. Because anytime I come across somebody at this point and they make any type of suggestion as far as my vagina, do you know what you're doing? Because I'm not finna waste a body count and you don't know what the hell you're doing. I'm sorry. At this point, I want to see videos. I want to see all that. I need proof. I need footage. I need to hear sounds. Because at this point, you niggas just want folks to come up out their clothes just to say, you got to see it. I ain't never had a problem with sharing. But I mind sharing with a purpose at this point. Sharing with you just because? No. Because my goodness is too good. So just to be giving it out, no, I don't do that. That was why I got married. Because she don't do that. If I'm going to give my goodness away, then I need to give it to somebody that I feel like is deserving of it at that moment. Because that's how it's supposed to go. Everybody don't deserve that. Everybody don't need to taste you. Everybody don't need to be up under you. Everybody don't need to smell you. Everybody don't. Because when everybody do, they don't know how to act. That's why we end up with stalkers. And them exes that don't want to just quit. So then my daddy sent me to a hiring event for the police. First of all, really? All these years of everything that we have been instilling into our children, and that is where you send your daughter? Really? So once I explained to him why I didn't get it, and he was like, that's how they weeding y'all out. We know. Some of us know what we're doing. Some of us didn't get to make the distance, so we got to use ourselves to prove the point. But I went because he sent it to me. I do feel like the reasoning that they gave me was bullshit, but I got the verification from more than one cop of two different races that said the same thing. Is for my safety. So it was just certain things that I couldn't have or certain things I couldn't do because of my safety, which is perfectly fine because I ain't never wanted to work for 12 no way. Again, I just went because my daddy got his foot on that neck at this point. But when I explained that to him and he saw my face when I said that, I ain't never went to work for 12. I just went because you sent. He looked at me and he said, okay, he knew what that meant. Don't do it again. So, I mean, I got to be in a different part of the city. Well, I've been in that part of the city before, but just to do something different. And it was stressful as fuck. My anxiety was all the way up to my fucking brain, down to my toes. I was so excited when I got out of that area because I'm like, I don't even like being in this area for this. Baby, in my eyes, downtown Dallas is for partying. The grown folks that work down there is for working. But in my eyes, downtown is for partying. It be too hectic in the daytime. Folks be walking all over the place. People be walking more during the daytime downtown than at nighttime. That's another reason why I don't like that. Baby, and not only is downtown already a busy place anyway, but they stay doing construction. Like every time you turn a corner, every time you turn a different street, there is construction. Be done told my whole fucking car trying to go down there now because I don't recognize shit no more. That's another reason why when we be clubbing and shit, we club together, we ride together, we go together. Because a lot of places we go, you gotta pay for fucking parking. You gotta pay for fucking this. You gotta pay for fucking that. Who gonna be the designated driver? Or who gonna start out drinking and who gonna stop early so we can make it to the house? And honestly, because I no longer hang out with nobody, because really, my ex was my hangout person because he was the one where I can get as inebriated as I wanted to be and be perfectly fine. All this throwing up and stuff came about once I no longer had nobody take care of me. Because there's only certain things I'm gonna let my parents do. I do not care. I do not care. Like, because I've been out of their household for so long and because they haven't had to take care of me in certain ways in so long, it's weird. And they know that. Like, we've already like fussed and fought about it since I've been home. Like, even with my mama. Like, I tell her it's just because the notion is I'm spoiled, I need to grow up, I'm this, I'm that. I've pushed her so far to where she's had to tell me, look now, I get what you're trying to do, but I'm still your mama. I get that. But boundary, mama, is what I'm teaching you as well. My daddy, he don't really give a damn about this shit. So as long as I don't pass out from my blood pressure going up, we rocking and rolling. But I'd rather do that and deal with that with my own daddy than deal with that with any other man outside of my daddy and my brothers, honestly. Because at least if I pass the fuck out because me and my daddy in here arguing, he gonna pick me the fuck up and he gonna take me to the hospital. And that's what the fuck that is. If I get into it with another motherfucker outside of this door, ain't no guarantee they gonna do this shit for me. Ain't no guarantee. And that's another reason why I don't like going nowhere by myself or me and Diamond. Because again, there'd be too much shit going on in the world. Because, like, I think in my first 1 or 2 videos, people who really know me know if Diamond ain't somewhere safe, then Diamond got to go with me. And if Diamond is with me, depending on what it is, I can't come. I don't care how old she is. I don't want Diamond sitting up in my face when I'm doing certain shit. I don't want Diamond sitting up in my face when I'm having certain conversations, which is why I only kicked it with friends who had other children, because, hey, y'all, go play, until her and one of my friends' children kept getting into it. Because at some point, if no ass whoopings are not being handed out, I cannot be a part of that no more. Because growing up, like I said, you came over here, everybody got the same fucking treatment. If your parents, or if my daddy came across your parents and your parents weren't one of them ass whooping parents, you could not come to our house. Because if you came to our house being disrespectful, my daddy was going to tear that ass up. The girls knew it too. And even the parents that we don't even know if they even knew each other, because my daddy is one of them. You ain't got to know who I know. That's how I know what the fuck you doing. My daddy's always been like that. So I don't even tell nobody who my parents are unless they ask, because my daddy know motherfuckers that I don't even know he know. And same with my mama. But my mama know I don't fuck with bitches, so she know that she can't, like, direct women in my way, because she is my protection when it comes to certain shit. So when it comes to women, she knows she can't send certain women in my direction that think they gonna handle me any kind of way. Because if you wouldn't handle me in front of my mama, yeah, don't do this shit. Because then you gonna turn around and say, well, your daughter this, your daughter that. Did you tell what the fuck you said to me? I'm smarter than I look. Because the one person that said it to somebody else who like hurt me will tell you, she's a really sweet girl until you piss her off. So if you never cut off the piss off, the sweet off stays off. That's it. Sweet off. The sweet don't come back on until you've acknowledged what you've done, said that we gonna work on it, and we gonna move forward. Ain't nothing sweet no more. I mean, there is, but everybody can't have it, so. Oh, I had me a cut water last night. It was good. Move, mosquito. I think my daddy said it was like mango or something like that. Had me sleep. Because if it don't put me to sleep, why am I doing it? Yeah, that one little old can had me right. That's something I could drink every night before bed after work. And still be able to pop up fresh for the day. since I'm not drinking hard liquor like that on the regular. Because when I worked a regular job, I would either have me some tequila or some whiskey or something every night before bed, or I would stop and get me a daiquiri on the way home if I was out of something like that. So, yep. And now, since I've decided to no longer be a mute and I'm talking to certain people again, I only been drinking hard liquor with them, i.e. one of my cousins, which is why I ended up in the hospital. Because she said, we gonna get this shit together. Because I'm sure she's sick of this shit too. Girl, I'm sick of this shit too. We got to get it together. And leave them in the dust, baby. Full speed. Don't look big. That's what we doing. Diamond told me what she finally wanted to be for Halloween. So, I'm finna jump on that ASAP. Since Halloween is on a weekend this year. So, we can do all of the makeup and all of that shit that can take all weekend to come off. Because normally, since she's been in school, all that makeup and shit we can't do. All that hanging out, partying and shit we can't do because Halloween had been in the middle of the week. And I don't believe in keeping little kids out to hang out during the week. Only because of the shit they give off when it's time to get up the next morning. Older kids, because they trying to be grown and kick it after a while at some point, that's different. But like this summer, I was teaching Diamond. The summertime is for late nights and early mornings, homegirl. So, depressed and all, I was still teaching her. This is what the summertime is about. This is what we do during the summertime. Until you old enough to start working. Because when it was time, after a certain point, the summertime was still for fun. But mom and daddy said, okay, it's time to start making a paycheck. Because we're tired of giving you money to go hang out. So that's what that is. So, and I'm glad that since I've moved back home, my dad has been teaching her the value of working for her dollars. Even though it's still like her allowance. She don't know that. She thinks she's working for her dollars. Because our generation didn't get allowances and shit like that. And I've said that. My daddy made that point very clear. I'm not finna pay these damn kids for nothing they supposed to do. And which is why I say the same thing about them. I'm not finna pay her ass for shit. She gonna do what the fuck I tell her to do. And when it's time to do certain things, mommy will make sure she can do that. That's it. Whether I had to ask for it or not. Whether I worked for that money or not. Whether I had to get it out of one of our piggy banks or not. As long as you do what the fuck you supposed to do, I keep looking like this to make sure you can do what you want to do when you want to do it. But you're gonna do what the fuck I tell you to do. That went down wrong. was walking around with my afro for about 2 weeks. Only because, and I'm only taking this off so I can stop coughing. I was walking around with my afro for a couple of weeks because I was trying to figure out if I was going to cut my hair down some more. But the whole point is to let it grow. I'll worry about it being perfectly cut later. So I just twisted it up and trimmed my ends as I was twisting it because it's not perfect, obviously, because I've talked about that. And people that I've talked to personally, they already knew that I chopped the hell out of my hair just to get it unlocked. Because once I had made the decision, I was ready. And I only had like 2 days to get the shit taken down because I had to go to work. So, and the only thing I'm concerned about now is, waiting on now is where I had my shortest patches. Like, I had cut one real low down here in the back. And then I think I have a few other spots where it was real low on accident because that was that one lock or whatever that I was trying to get down. So it's not as bad. Like, when I braided my hair that last time, some of those patches I couldn't even get off into my braid because they were too short, and I don't do small braids anymore. That's part of the reason why folks' edges and shit be on the ground. I don't do that small shit no more. So everything is big for me right now. Especially since the whole point is to just grow my hair out. It's not to be cute. It's not. Well, it's to be cute, yes, but it's to grow my hair back out. Is somebody up? Because I could have sworn I turned that light out. Probably so. I don't even know what time it is. I don't want to touch nothing. Because every time I touch something, I figure out something else and do something wrong. So, but yeah. Then when I went walking the other day, like, some guys were inviting me to hit with them because I was walking with my bat. The bat I took from one of my classmates when we was younger because she said she didn't want it no more. I don't even know who got mine or who took mine because that took it probably thrown away and probably got busted up by now. But they were like, did you come out here to hit with us? And I was like, no, sir, I don't even know y'all. This is for protection. And he was like, well, little lady, you need something else for protection. I know I need something else for protection. However, I don't really need one of those. I know my issues. This is just fine. And he started laughing, talking about, I understand that. You have a good day. Yes, sir. And it was tempting because I could have stayed and hit or whatever just to be social. But at that point, I had walked my 2 laps and, oh, somebody is up. I had walked my 2 laps and I was really tired. So, but at some point, I'll step into that door, you know, to be social. It's just, I'm not always comfortable with men inviting me to do things. If you're not somebody that, oh, baby brother's up, okay. If you're not somebody that I was personal with growing up, and most of the interactions I've had since I've been divorced or been separated from my ex have been with people that I've had personal interactions with, except for maybe 2. But yeah, if I don't have a personal or haven't had a personal interaction with you 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna show up. But that's just me being honest. If me and you have not talked, had conversations and shit for you to make me or build me up to want to hang out with you, no. I'm just gonna tell you up front, no. And then too, now with people throwing money and shit, it's like, take me to do some shit that don't require money. Save that money. Well, however much money you wanted to spend on this date, Put it in the bank. Because if you really like me, you're still going to want to spend that money on me. Take me to do some shit that don't require us to spend no money. When I first got to the point to where I knew I was done with my marriage as a woman, and I was exercising and shit like that, and like one of the guys that I was entertaining, like I always invited him to come walking with me, and this is not to be funny. We are all out of shape. We were out of shape. Yes, we are. Yes, we were. Yes. And my thing is when I got back into that mode, if you can't even come walking with me, you ain't for me. That's it. That means as a man, you too fucking lazy for me. Sorry. Because this is probably the second video I'm probably going to say that at some point I want to get to the point to where I can run again. So, my next man, now that we know what I really look like, he has to be on top of me when it comes to that. That's not something that I play about. When I'm ready to exercise, when I'm ready to lose weight, when I'm ready to look good, feel good for myself, I need my next man to be like, okay, well, come on. But however, I don't even want to get to that point again. I need to be able to already have that in my routine in some sort of way, even if he got to do it and I don't even know that he's making me exercise. That is what I need. Because again, life is not supposed to be stressful. This life, whether we chose it or not, is not supposed to be this fucking stressful, yo. It ain't. It ain't. Because if you dead set on the decision that you've made for your life, everybody else's fucking opinion shouldn't even matter about what the fuck you want to do with your life. I'm just saying. So, but yeah. The goal is to start running again. But then the first thing I'm going to have to do is probably go to a Nike outlet so I can get some bras. When I was younger and I played sports, I wore 2 bras, period, during school. And then when I played sports, not only did I wear 2 bras, but I would go down a size in my uniform so my breasts would be close because my breasts were really big. And I saw the other girls who had bigger breasts than I did, how they really weren't put together the way they needed to be. Because I'm looking at them bouncing around like, y'all make my chest hurt. But I know at that time, everybody wasn't able because everybody's household situations were different. Obviously, we're grown now because we obviously know that. We saw it as children. We know how it goes as adults. So, even now, with just walking like this, my friend bought me this. One of my friends, who she actually was taking care of me while I was sick. She bought me this bra. And this was when my breasts were bigger. And I'm still holding on to it only because I don't have a whole lot of sports bras. That's the only reason why I'm just going walking now. Because at some point I want to do a jog or something. At least something. We gonna get there though. But since I've lost weight, it's stretched out. It don't matter how much I've washed it. It don't matter how much I've dried it. Like, it only holds its stretch tight for so long now because I had already stretched it. So I'm just like, oh. And I know even once I do get some tighter sports bras, I still have to start out walking to get comfortable with the fact of the adjustment of my breasts being close again. Because now even the new sports bras I did buy, I lost more weight after I bought them bitches. So that's the frustrating part about all of this. Because it's like when I was buying clothes, I was buying clothes. I just didn't know I was going to lose weight the way I did. Because once I started working the very first job after being at home with Diamond, because I had to wear a uniform shirt, I was just buying bottoms. And because we could only wear certain types of bottoms, After I got to buying certain ones, I was like, okay, well, these are for work only. Because I'm done buying clothes. And at that point, it was work, 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 work. I wasn't buying no clothes. Whatever clothes I had bought already for me and Diamond at that point, because him and I were separated at that time. Those were the clothes I was going out in, and I was big. I was still over 200 pounds then, so the clothes that I had been buying and shit still fit. And then once it got to the end of me having that job, and him and I kept fighting, because that was how I lost that job. When him and I kept fighting, and I lost that job, and I became stressed out and depressed again, that was when I started losing weight again. That 5-month time span when I wasn't working, stressed the fuck out, I had lost weight again. So moving back home by myself to my parents' house, all the clothes that I had brought with me, because even in the process of packing up and shit, the shit that I had lost weight and couldn't wear again, I was throwing that shit away as I was packing up to come back home. So I already was coming home with not much of anything anyway. So once I started this last job I had, hell, I was so in the hole with my parents. Wasn't no buying up no damn clothes. People who were paying attention to my post on Facebook, when I said I felt like I had two pimps at that point, I meant that shit. Because my mama had one ass cheek and my daddy had the other. Turn my ass up. The only thing I could do that year was buy Diamond Christmas gifts. My mama was like, well, can you get your grandma something? Girl, I can't even buy myself no food, and you want me to buy somebody a gift? I'll go hungry for Diamond. I can't go hungry for nobody else. Not right now. Okay. So the only thing I did for myself was I bought myself jewelry for my birthday. I didn't even do anything for my birthday. That second year I was at that job, which was this year, because I was too depressed. I didn't want to be around nobody. I didn't want to look at nobody, because my normal, what I want to do was no longer normal. Not the marital part, the friendship part. So I was to myself. I went to work. I came home. That was all I did. So once the end of the contract of that one ended, which it just happened recently, I had been able to buy me a few things. But I didn't know I was gonna not, I didn't know my contract was gonna end the way it ended. So I was like, fuck. And I've lost more weight since I've lost that job. So I've had to throw stuff away now. So it's like now I'm in the process of looking for another job, or, down dressing jobs. And it's like, shit, I still have to be mindful of what I still have, because I won't stop losing weight. Not complaining now. Because when I was bigger, and even before I gained weight, because I was an athlete, something was always hurting. But when I gained weight, something was always hurting. I'm just like, oh my goodness. And I think that what it was for me the most was the knees. Because I'm like, I like walking. It didn't matter how big I was. I like being out walking. When I can't get my big ass up to jog or skip or trollop, whatever the fuck I needed to do to get up and go, I still did it. So when I could stand up and my knees got to hurting, I'm like, yeah, nah, this ain't life. I don't like that. Because I'm like, I could still shake my ass and my knees don't hurt. Okay, why is it that my knees hurting and I'm just walking up and down the stairs to my apartment? Or I'm just walking from the curb of my parents' house to their front door. Not out of breath, because even big as fuck, I didn't have those heavy breathing problems until I went to sleep. I got into it with one of my aunties one time because I was doing her hair. And as big people, at some point she was big, so she should already know. She was like, oh my God, niece, why are you breathing so heavy? Respectfully, I said, Annie, I'm fat. But in my head, I'm thinking, bitch, because I'm fat. That's why. Because I don't know where she was trying to get at. I don't have asthma. The only reason why I'm breathing like this is because I'm fat. And I definitely took that as judgment. Because you ain't talked to me about my body when I was fine and slim and trim and all of that. But the minute I get to where I am in my life, you wait to get me to myself and have something to say about me. But if my mother was around, you would not have said that bullshit to me. That is what I mean by I got tired of people pulling me away from everybody having certain shit to say to me about myself. Don't say shit to me, because if you ain't gonna say it in front of my mama and daddy, don't you say it to me at all. Or anyone else who had a true hand in raising me. And I think when certain people get around my grandmother and they know my grandmother, they feel like it's okay to talk to me a certain way. She got the right to talk to me a certain way. You don't. Honestly. And I'm gonna say it. That's probably the only light-skinned lady that can handle me any kind of way. Any kind of way. And I still stand up with my head held high. And still go back the next day and do whatever it is she need me to do for her. That is what I mean by respect. That is what I mean by you cannot say any and everything to people's children out of line. Because like I said, I've said things to other people's children, but I don't believe I've ever said anything out of line to anyone's child that did not better them. So it's like when certain friendships start coming back around and stuff like that, now that we all have children, okay, what all y'all been doing? What your kids been doing? I'm trying to avoid certain shit with her. No. Age groups, all of that stuff. Y'all have to think about this shit. Y'all got to think about that. I'll forever sit at the house if I got to. If I feel like the environment or whatever is not appropriate for Diamond at the age now. You have to remember when they are small and they don't really see or really don't know nothing just yet. That's one thing. But once they get to a point to when they start retaining certain stuff, once they start doing certain behaviors, you gotta cut some shit off and sit at the house and be unhappy. So when I said, when I was happily married in my situation, when I was sitting at home unhappy, it wasn't because I was married. It was because a lot of the shit that some of y'all were doing, I was no longer rocking with. Because I had Diamond. That's just what that was for me. And I have to look at the overall situation. And again, I only know what you show me. I only know what you tell me. And again, I was taught once you start having children, And once you and your friends cannot get past certain things, you can no longer have relationships with the children. Because how can you have a relationship with the children if you and the parent can't even get along? Or if you and the parent can't even get past whatever the fuck it is y'all fighting about? So when I said if I can't put hands and feet on people because my baby got hurt, I meant that shit. I don't give a fuck. I meant that shit. That's why I said I don't mind not being invited to nothing no more. Because y'all may feel like I might show out if you invite other people. You are supposed to feel that way, especially if you don't have no child, because that means you don't know what it feels like for your own spawn to be jumped on. Whether it's by another child, whether it's by an adult, hell, whether it's by an animal. You don't know what it's like. When you're just the sibling or just the friend, is different. Yes, that's my baby. Yes, that's my baby too. Yes, that's my baby too. Yes. When you've either been cut open, because y'all like to put that shit out there too. When you've either been cut the fuck open or you done push that motherfucker out, you are gonna act a certain way about it. And that was why when I told her father, you don't get amped up enough about Diamond. So then I guess I got to piss you off for you to get amped the fuck up about Diamond. Cause you too chill about this shit for me. Baby, if something happened to Diamond, I need you to be able to, whatever the fuck you gotta do to get it taken care of. We all got some sort of something. 911 is definitely always the best option. So if you are a 911 family, you better call everybody. Get up. Everybody get on duty. Something done happened. Cause all these motherfucking Amber Alerts, that shit, I got into it with people on Facebook because I was like, I turned that shit off on my phone. Because if everybody worry about where the fuck they baby is, we won't be woken up in the middle of the night so much. That's just what that is. Y'all not finna give me a heart attack in the middle of the night because you don't let somebody walk off with yours. Or because you didn't have enough sense to get out of that situation. And now your man playing, come get the babies. Or your woman playing, come get the babies. That is what I mean by a village. Because if y'all seeing parents fight, at some point, if y'all don't want the kid taken out of the family, period, the family, the village, whoever, everybody needs to step the fuck in. Because at that point, it's about the kid. And the way everybody was pissing me off, and the fact that I could have actually went to jail, that is why I still kept and keep going. Because again, because of the type of mama and daddy that I came from and the type of life that I had going for myself. That's why I said, yeah, I ain't gonna never come up off of this shit. I don't care. I don't care about no degrees, no letters behind nobody's name, no fucking more. I don't care because I encourage everybody the same way. And it's funny that the youngest person that I encourage went the furthest. And the fact that y'all talk so much shit about my placement in people's lives, this person proved my placement in her life. It's sad that complete strangers can motivate you better than your own blood, whether it's near or far. And even if the support is late and you still get your thanks, your congratulations, and things like that, it never, you have to remember the good and the bad does not negate one another, because those things are still going to be there. Y'all tend to forget just because you've done so much good, that bad is automatically erased. However, you have to remember when you do something now that you did back then that caused a certain reaction, it's still the same because it's a pattern. You've done this to me before, and I didn't like the result the last time you did it. So either I'm going to be on alert or I'm going to cut it off now. Ain't that how that work? Ain't that how you see patterns? Ain't that what we were taught? Math class. You have to see patterns. You have to see signs. What's the difference? What's the same? Because again, they teach us when we first get to school about our emotions and how to vocalize them and express them clearly. So when I kept telling y'all, I like clarity at this point in my life. With the guys I've been talking to, I like clarity at this point in my life. I don't like confusion. I've never liked confusion. And everybody, when I got confused, even when we were kids, y'all would definitely see my face in class. Because the teacher would definitely point me out. Miss Mitchell, why you looking like that? Because I don't understand. Do it again. Even in college. And those are complete strangers. I didn't know none of them before I walked in the classroom with them motherfuckers, baby. They be laughing at me. When I got to this last job, it was similar to a job that I had before. That's really why I want to go back. They would laugh at me because I will stand up in the middle of the production floor. I'm over here messing up. I need help. Hey, and everybody will bust out laughing. Because y'all already said how many errors we get before we get fired. How many times can I make this fuck up before I'm out the door? I need help. And the fact that the way that I work is the way I am about my friendships. Like, I can maneuver between any work group if it's beneficial to me. And that's why I was like, I don't think I really want to go back to school, because if I can land the right job and be put in the right environment, I will excel. Because how many times am I supposed to go to school and excel just to prove that I can pay the fuck attention? Because to me, at this point, that's what that is. Unless it's something that's going to point me and my family in the direction that I need to go. Because at this point, like I said, whatever I do, it has to be beneficial to me, my parents, and my siblings. It has to be. And Diamond, of course, because Diamond is mine. Diamond is an extension of me. She is my sponsor. So when I say me, Diamond is already included. Because we a package. Because I had already offered for her to live with her dad. I don't know if he feels like his life is too busy. I don't know if he feels like, as a man, he does not want to be the primary parent. I don't know. But I definitely told him I'm okay with that. And I guess when I said it to my parents, they took it as I didn't want Diamond. That ain't what I said. Is that what you heard came out my mouth? Because that ain't what I said. I'm just not finna keep fighting anyone over my child, including them. Because like I told my grandmother, if I can tell her to hush while I'm parenting, because again, I don't always tell everybody all the things Diamond has done, because Diamond has done some silly ass shit. And I'm sure y'all's children have too, because pretty sure at some point y'all felt the same way. Hush and let me parent. If I did something wrong, if I said something wrong, because most times Diamond knows why I'm talking to her like that. Take me in the room somewhere and then tell me exactly what I did wrong in that moment. And then if I feel like you are important enough for me to explain to you why I talked to her like that, then I will give you the explanation. But if you didn't care to ask, I don't care to give it. Because like I said, I've always been an open book. But if you don't ask the right motherfucking questions, you're going to get the right motherfucking answers. But, yeah. Because everybody else had multiples before they was able to get their things correct or whatever. I only got the one, and I'm pretty sure I'm getting on her damn nerves. It's all right, baby. We're going to get through it together. Because when she knows she working my eyes, she coming in there, mommy, kiss, yeah, so, together. Because, baby, you keep whining and crying about siblings. Okay, girl, well, that's definitely a together. I hope you do know that. Whether it was with your daddy, or if it's when it's with someone else. That's going to be an us. The only thing I don't ever want it to take her away from the things that she wants to do. So if it ever comes to that point, I will definitely ask her. I won't just be like, hey, take her out of X, Y, and Z, or hey, baby, we got to take you out of X, Y, and Z. Because at some point, she's going to have to do some stuff at school. If her school provides it, and I feel like the athletic department is worth some shit, because I don't want her to be a part of no shit that's going to embarrass her. I really don't. It ain't even about me. It ain't been about me since she was born. I don't want her to be a part of no shit that's going to embarrass her, because I always want her to be put in an opportunity, in a position, every opportunity that's going to be for her. So, yeah. Hopefully where she is by then, you know, because I don't know how the athletic department is now, but by then the athletic department will still be, if it is, it'll be worth something. Because she already know, yes, your body is all you have. So when something ain't right, you open your mouth and say, including your brain. I planned on going walking today because I'm trying to stay in a routine of keeping my body together, even after I find a job, keeping my body together in some sort of way. I haven't got to the point to where I want to go to the gym, which that'll probably help me tone, but I can't be walking around a certain way because of how I like to work out. So I think walking is probably just going to be my best bet. If I plan to work a regular job, because I don't want to be looked at a certain way. Because in another one of my videos, I told my brother I cannot be tired and all that shit that you're used to doing to me when I wasn't working, now that I'm working. And I think he just didn't like having all of those stipulations and shit when it came to that, because we haven't worked out since I said that. But we've also been fighting, so maybe he was like, girl, fuck you, deal with your problems. So, I don't know. I was gonna go walking today, and then my mama said late last night she was ready to go ahead and get her hair done. So I was like, okay, that should be done. Exerted that energy from going and walking into going to do everything we need to do to go get everything she need for her, and me standing up on my damn feet. Maybe I'll drink some coffee to get that thing jumping. Sorry. Yeah. I'm that random. I'm sorry. My notifications and stuff for my games keep popping up, so that's what I keep looking at. I need to see what time the beauty supply store open. See if I can talk my mama into buying me a bag of hair, so I can look like a bad bitch for at least 2 weeks before I do something else to my hair. Cause with my body being all broke out, I can't get my hair wet as much as I want to in the shower because I don't want that getting on what's broke out, so it make it worse. So right now I'm not even really shampooing my hair like that in the shower, which is what I prefer to do. And because I share space, I don't always be wanting to hold up the kitchen sink. So I just gotta get in where I fit in with that. I hope my baby do good on her test. We were going over stuff last night, and sometimes when you talking to your kids around the house, just in everyday life, you feel like they just don't fucking stand. So we were sitting there going over her things and stuff like that, and I'm listening to her talk, and I'm thinking to myself, like, now why is it when we doing this, you acting like you got perfect sense? Yes, I know the son, but y'all gonna be all right. Why is it while we doing this, you act like you got perfect sense? But when it's time to do some chores or organize some stuff, you know, in the house, help out the grown folks, you don't understand. No, Bernie Mac. Oh. But, yeah, I just... And the only thing I do feel like we are behind on is the reading. But I always felt like she was going to be behind because of where her birthday falls. And I was like, I don't want to stress her out because we just didn't time it right. I take that back. We timed it right for our situation. We just didn't time it right for her education. That was what it was. So hopefully she doesn't struggle too bad. Because, baby, when they sent home them first couple of years at this school that this child was borderline dyslexic. No, she not. She just not paying attention. Because the whole time she was at the house with me, she was reading some every fucking thing. Which is why I stopped leaving notes and shit around the house. Because I was teaching the girl how to read. And now, I don't even like her looking over my shoulder because I've taught her how to read. A little bit. Because I was looking at something on Instagram, and one of my friends told me about her child looking over her shoulder while she was looking at something, and she was like, you know what, I'd rather him learn it from me than learn it from somebody else. So I understand what the fuck that means. But yeah, I can't do that. Not this mama. And I have a girl. Yeah, no. Girl, stop. Get out of my phone. Get out of mama's business. That's another reason why I told y'all I cannot do certain things on my phone, because, yeah. And besides, I don't care to do that stuff. Ooh, juicy. I don't care to do those things no more, especially if I'm already giving it to you. Like, it don't make sense to me. I mean, let's do whatever we need to do for you, but I really don't care. But, yeah, I'll stop recording in a minute so I can, well, you know what? Little brother just left. I can probably just go drink me some coffee, because I was going to go to sleep, but that cut water actually made me go to sleep pretty good last night. I'm surprised, because I haven't been sleeping good. And it could be because I've been stressed. I just been getting enough sleep just to make sure I get Diamond back and forth to school on time. Why I brought this light in the house, I don't know, but it'll be all right. I'm gonna be looking ugly when it's time to go out later. But yeah, the most rest I've been making sure, I have all the energy and shit for Diamond. And after that last time me and the daddy got into it really bad, my mama just stepped all the way in and was like, okay, because I'm seeing it. This is what you're gonna be doing. This is what he gonna be doing. If he got a problem, he can tell me. Okay. Which, for the most part, once I was starting to be told certain things, okay is really all that comes out of my mouth. If you tell me you're going to take care of something, all that's going to continue to come out of my mouth is, okay. So, with me being all broke out, I have been having to wash clothes like every damn day. Every damn day, just about. So, now that everything is starting to settle, I have to try to wash this last load of stuff and fold up everything that I've had to wash and rewash. And then with it still being hot, because I'm used to being in cool areas, it's ugh. So today is a better day. So I should be able to move around today without being uncomfortable. Because it's the discomfort for me. And when I'm uncomfortable, I'm a whole bitch. Big B. Well, I'm finna go. Because I have to potty. I will see y'all in the next video.